Welcome to KGXT, Gen X Talks podcast, live from Central California.
Making plans with the boys. I'm gonna hit the town. Yeah, I'm gonna make some noise. I'll push past the pain and my wounded pride. I'm gonna live it up. Yeah, stay out all night. But sure, I've had some better times. And I can't count all the tears I cried. And maybe down my last time. Yeah, but the blues took me just fine.
Need to get done. This is going to be Thursdays are killer, man.
They're tough. And they don't get
Thursdays
any
aren't
easier
bad.
for me as the day goes on.
Gosh.
Because I got all the show prep, editing, and plus anything I'm behind.
Yeah,
I
and the
did get
kid's gone.
Yeah, it's a whole different world without him here, I got to tell you. We got 7 people listening. Look right there.
Wow.
7.
And we probably just went in the middle of a song.
Right in the middle of a song. It's just,
people are going,
hey,
"What the
man,
hell?"
that was Van Halen, you assholes.
Hey, good morning from the West Coast over
Hey,
here.
can you let me finish setting up, please? Okay, so that's
I'm just
this
talking
is
to the people that are on the radio
minute 30
wondering what
and
the heck's going
Hang
on.
on.
Let's just wing it. Let's
You know,
just
you
go
always
for it.
say that. It never works out good. It's just like
it worked
sex.
great last
It's
week.
just like sex. You can't just wing it. Things have to be coordinated,
No, they don't.
timed.
That's the worst kind of sex.
It's like a twister board.
No. I want spontaneous sex.
I'm telling you, spontaneous doesn't work. A podcast.
Oh my
does.
gosh.
All right, so
Are you there yet? Could you start the podcast? We are live on the radio.
Now we can. Yeah, we're live on the radio. KGXT Radio. Welcome.
Uncensored.
All 2 listeners.
One's Trippy, one's Two Bear.
One's Two Bear. Well, there's Two Bear and Joe, but Joe and him are in this. They're listening on the same thing, so that doesn't count. And that's if you have a room full of people listening on one speaker, it's still just one listener. It doesn't count.
And the whole fire department in Boston.
The whole fire department, yeah. The whole entire fire department in Boston. We still never got we didn't get the firehouse
They
number.
don't know what we're talking about. Nobody knows what
Oh
we're
my
talking
God!
about.
Yeah, nobody knows. Well, we did a live stream the other day for those.
Wait, whoa.
What?
Slow the roll.
Okay, what?
Would you start the podcast this time with
Oh,
your...
shit,
Because
the intro.
we always start talking and then we
all
forget.
right. Welcome to the Gen X Talks podcast, broadcasting from the KGXT studios, 200 feet below occupied California. Brought to you by MarcyZavala.com, $5. MarcyZavala.com, another $5. That was so funny when I did that. She looked at me like, do I really have to pay $5 every time you say?
Yeah, you stressed her out a
I
little
know,
bit.
but it was all in good fun.
Okay, so you did your whole intro, right?
Yeah, that's
Are we
pretty
good?
much. Yeah, I think that's it. We're
This
good.
is second time we're live on the radio. Uncensored.
Can I unfilter the air, please? This is.
No, I got to have the air moving or I'm going to be yawning.
You've
'Cause
been yawning the whole time.
I haven't had much sleep.
Okay, then if it yawns, if my fan yawns, if you yawn and the fan is on, then it's not working. I'm turning it off.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. God.
I am tired today. I couldn't go to sleep till like 1 a.m. because I was so invested in Suits.
No.
I hate you.
Okay, I'm on my 3rd time through watching the Netflix series Suits. I got the kid hooked on it. He got his girlfriend Addie hooked on it. But you're not hooked on Suits, and you're not invested in Suits.
No, because the thing is,
You're
I never
invested.
saw the first episode. Every time I go upstairs, I'm jumping into the storyline. So,
Well, and
but
you-
last night I was,
You just wanted to see what was happening with Harvey and Donna.
yeah, they
That-
have to get together.
That's all you care about.
Yes, I do.
You know, there's like.
Oh, but I love Lewis. I didn't like him in one season.
Yeah.
But it was justified.
Lewis
he's
lit.
just
Yeah.
he's kind of all over the map. He's a firecracker. You never know
The
what you're gonna get.
character Lewis Litt is my favorite character of all on Suits. I had to talk with the kid last night, because now now that our son's a little older, he's more interested. He watches it, then he comes to me and says, "Okay, what'd you think about the episode?
Yeah.
What do you think about the characters?" And I told him Lewis Litt is by far my favorite character on there, and I think the guy who plays him is Rick Ackerman. I think is his name, Rich Ackerman or Rick Ackerman.
I don't know. Has he ever won a award?
I don't think he ever won an
I'm gonna
Emmy.
look him up after
And
the
I'm
podcast.
hold on.
What now?
You did it again.
I'll take
You
that.
did it again. I just reached in my pocket and there's $25. No, you don't get it. Wait, is this 25? Yeah.
I'll take it.
No, you got it. You've watched it.
I don't care.
You've
I'm not
watched
checking
it
pockets.
No, you don't check pockets anymore. What's wrong with you?
Because I'm just, I don't want to.
So
anyways,
Ackerman, he is the kid last night. He was talking about him, and he goes, "Why do you give him such high praise?" And I said, "I'll tell you why. Really simply, because this time I'm watching Suits all the way through, and I have seen this actor in one scene go through 6 different ranges of emotion."
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Harvey is the same through the whole thing, pretty much.
Right.
He may go up a little bit or down a little bit, but he's pretty much the same character. And in a way, it's a little boring. Like but I get his character. He's supposed to be like that. Very stoic, very business-like.
Gabriel Mocked, I think is how you say his last name.
But you're right. Lewis goes through the extremes. He goes through the whole thing
and not only
in
just
one episode.
but it's for me, it's in one scene, not just one episode. I've watched that dude go from freaking out, worried, to angry, to crying in one scene. Like the camera didn't come off of him.
Yeah.
And I would love to meet him one day and just shake his hand and go, that's amazing.
Yeah, I love his script. I hope he ad-libs some of that stuff because it's hilarious.
Do you know
I chuckle
they're
every once
talking
in a while.
about a spinoff with some of the characters?
Oh, I hope it's him.
Guess who it's not going to be?
I don't know who.
The one you hate the most.
Who?
Meghan Markle.
Oh, yeah.
She's married to a prince. She's not coming back to TV. She's done. She's got all the money.
That's fine. She's just...
She has one face for all of her emotions.
Oh, my God.
She's got her regular everyday face, and then she's got that crunching of the eyebrows for happy, for love, for sad, for worried.
No.
It's the same face.
I know, but it's so
I don't mind if she's gone.
Oh, my goodness.
So, so you were up last night because you couldn't stop watching?
Yes.
Do you remember when you made me rewind it because some sappy scene was coming up, and you're like, turn it back.
Wait, I got to see the hug between...
who cares? You know they hugged. I want to see it. I had to rewind 30 seconds of it because I was skipping through them hugging and
yeah, I'm totally fine with you skipping Rachel and what's his name, Mike.
Yeah,
I'm totally fine with that.
Oh well, whatever. Just you made me rewind it to watch
Yes,
a
I
hug,
did.
and
Yes,
you're
I
like,
did.
I got to see what kind of a hug it was.
Yeah, was there facial expressions involved? Was there like, oh my gosh, I'm having feelings? There's stuff in a hug.
Yeah, but they pulled back the
I know
camera.
they did.
They pulled back the camera, and you
I was
couldn't tell.
mad. I was mad.
All right, done with Suits. Get away from Suits. Quit talking about Suits.
Oh, marcyzavala.com.
Marcy Zavala. How is your pain doing, by the way? And don't lie.
Good. It's been a little weather related. I didn't believe that when my mom said, ow, my knees hurt, when the weather, that I've had that. But overall, I've been really, really good with it.
So do you really, I can tell by watching you're better.
Oh, yeah.
You're functioning better. But yeah, the weather, the cold and the rain that's been hitting has been driving you in the pain direction, and the wind has been driving you nuts mentally and emotionally. That's been a hard one.
That one day was really hard. I was very stressed that day.
I've never been in sustained winds that we had 12, 13 hours. They didn't quit. It was just this constant roar of wind up against the house.
We've had that before, but it didn't last all day. And I think the worst, I don't know what's better, watching the wind rip everything apart or at night listening to everything fly around. I don't know.
It shredded the property.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It really
did some
shredded some
damage.
stuff out there, too.
Yeah, it bothered me. I couldn't handle a tornado. I know that. I'd take an earthquake over a tornado.
Well, so would I. But doesn't a tornado come and go quickly?
I don't know.
This
I've
was
never been in one.
13 hours of the house shaking because of the constant wind. It never stopped.
Yeah, I just saw on the news or the Weather Channel, they said there was a tornado on the coast because of the winds.
I saw a picture of a funnel cloud in our town in Bakersfield.
No.
Yeah, that was the beginning. It didn't make it to the ground, but it came down and then went back up.
I wouldn't be surprised.
It's climate change. The carbon emissions from gas and SUVs have caused tornadoes where there used to not be tornadoes.
Many people have emailed asking how we're doing or have sent messages, and we're fine. I mean, we've had pauses in the rain, which has been great because the water has been able to seep in, and then most of the rain has been overnight, which has been interesting.
Well, we had, last year, all of California had so much rain. Of course, everybody knows all the reservoirs are now filled. But here in our backyard, the kid he saw me hook up our sump pump.
Yeah, just in case.
Because the pump, we have one low spot near our house where the water could fill up and come in through one of the doors.
Right.
So we have that pump that'll pump it out over the wall. And this year, as soon as you said there's going to be like 2 weeks of rain, the kid went and hooked it up. He zip tied it all in place and got it hung where it's supposed to be. Right. And the hose. He wasn't messing around this year. He's like,
no, and I'm fine.
No.
We haven't been able to. We didn't use it.
No, didn't have to.
We've had enough breaks in between. But anyways, it's
so we've had the last week was so funny that our one daughter called. Remember, she phone called us and I put her on speakerphone and she was on part of the podcast. And that's the ongoing saga of this daughter.
It's so drama.
So let me
That's
see.
our daytime soap opera.
Oh, completely around here. I got to ask you as the dad, I'm going to tell you what I think is going on. And you obviously know more as her mother, but she left this guy. She packed up all of her shit and moved out.
Right.
And said, you don't appreciate me. You turn your back while we're talking and walk out of the house.
Right.
Blah, blah, blah. We've covered all that. All right. I get that. And I'm with her on that smart decision to move out. So then she comes home. She argues with this dude for like 3 days. And they decide to meet somewhere and have a conversation to work it out.
Right.
Now,
Didn't we talk about that last week?
We did. She came to me.
We're recapping.
She came to me and said, I'm going to go talk to him at the park. Mm-hmm. I said, okay, go to the park. Mm-hmm. So she goes, we're meeting at 3:30 at the park. At 6:30, she comes home. I go, how'd your meeting go? She says he never showed up.
Yeah, he stood her up.
Never called.
Yeah.
Never texted. Mm-hmm. I'm like, now to me as a guy, I'm thinking if I did that to a chick, she's telling me we're done.
Oh, I would tell you you're done.
No, without even question, you're done. You're out.
Right.
What she does is she calls him the next day and says, I'm really mad at you. Did you get drunk and fall asleep? And he goes,
yeah, I'll go with that one.
Yeah,
I'm going with that one.
I did. I got drunk and fell asleep. She goes, okay, so you're not an asshole. And it's not me. You just got drunk and fell asleep.
What do you mean he's not an asshole?
He goes, yeah, that's what I did. I did. I got drunk and I fell asleep and I'm sorry. So now all's forgiven. She tells me the next day she's going to work on shit with him. She goes, I'm giving him 30 days to prove that I'm important. And I said, how are you going to do that? And she didn't have an answer. And she's still living here with us.
Yes, she is.
So, okay, this is where I'm confused. Is she now living at home, dating him during the week, telling him, prove to me that I'm important? I don't, what is going on? This is where you got to explain this to me.
I have no idea, except our older daughter made a great observation. She was going to come visit, but the rain hit, and she says that, she told me about meeting at the park. That's so juvenile. That's so high school. What's the deal with that? Remember that comment?
Oh, yeah. I forget which daughter. Was that the one who's up north or the one who's down in the Marine Corps?
No, the Married to the Marine.
She yelled about her sister.
She told her sister, she goes, meeting at the park and doing that so high school. He needs to take you on a proper date. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of agree with her. Like, he should be buying her flowers and... He's not
buying her flowers.
I don't see a change. Well, I mean, she's been here, 2 weeks? I haven't seen a change of the boyfriend.
I don't get how she's supposed to... She only sees him when they ride to work and on a date because she's living here. So he really doesn't have to perform too much. I mean, you don't...
No.
I could hold up my end of the bargain if I only got to see a girl once in a while. That'd be easy. If you say, you better treat me like a princess. All right, 3 days a week? Sure, no problem.
Why didn't he buy her breakfast and show up with breakfast in the morning? Or
nothing.
She told me this the other day. She goes, he bought my gas. Okay, so what?
Well, now hold on. You got to give him a little credit there.
Gas, seriously?
You liked it when that one guy bought it for our other daughter, raced over to the gas station where she was.
That's fine. She was in an emergency.
On and on.
That's fine. But right now, he is in trouble. And buying gas is not on the top of the list of how to win her over. But it should be on
the list. You know what?
Whatever. I should have stayed the girlfriend.
Why? You think I treated you better when you're the girlfriend?
Yes. Absolutely. Should have stayed the girlfriend.
Okay, this isn't supposed to turn into you being upset at me.
I'm diverting.
I'm a little upset at you, though.
I'm not surprised.
Because you make fun of me for stupid shit.
Okay.
A security camera thing went off at 3:30 in the morning. You know what I'm going to tell you?
I do. It's so funny.
I saw on our security camera, 3:30 in the morning, one of our front cameras outside the garage, on the side corner of the front yard of the house.
Yes.
It looked like a creature crawling on the ground.
A creature.
That's what I told you. Because I looked at it and I go, oh my God. And I come.
Not an animal.
No.
A creature.
It looked like a transformer. It looked like a transformer. It had little lights on it. And it looked like it was about as big as a human. And it looked like it was crawling like a spider or on all fours. And I go, oh my. You remember me waking you up and going, look at this, look at this, look at this.
I do. And then when I saw it, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's not a creature.
Do you remember what it was?
Yeah, it was the boyfriend showing up
with his
on his motorcycle.
And he was rolling it backwards into place and the lights caught it just right. I couldn't tell it was a guy moving his motorcycle.
I was like, God, you woke me up for this. Go back to sleep.
I thought we were going to war. I thought the apocalypse. You saw how upset I was. Well, when I woke you up, I handed you my phone, and while you were looking at, what was I doing? I was getting my boots on.
Yes, you were.
I was getting dressed. I was going out there. They had arrived, and they started with my house, and I was ready to defend the planet. And then you make fun of me for it because I couldn't tell what it was.
Yeah, put your glasses on.
I couldn't find my glasses. I did find my boots, though. Okay, how often do I never wake you up with, the end of the world is here? I don't do that.
No, you don't.
This was just something.
You must have been dreaming something or whatever.
I'm telling you, I was planning on going out the window and jumping on this thing from the roof.
That I would have watched for sure. I would have got my camera out.
So next time you're on the security camera, you're going to say, I'm going to keep watching the security camera. You go get him.
Go get that creature, big boy.
I'm telling you, and then I felt a little silly once you explained what it was, then I could see it, but you didn't need to mock me the way you did. I understand I woke you up. I do apologize for that.
You don't like it when I wake you up. No. But when I wake you up, that's serious.
Yes, when you've woke me up in the middle of the night for something, it's always been serious. However, if you were to wake me up and the first words out of your mouth were zombie apocalypse or outer space invasion,
you would have went back to sleep.
No, even if you were wrong, I wouldn't have been mad.
Okay.
I would have taken you very seriously.
Noted.
As all men listening right now are nodding their head going, yeah, I would have taken that seriously.
All right, noted.
All right. Just saying.
When I do that, when I wake you up, I'll say that. Zombie apocalypse. That'll be the first thing.
And I'm not mad. No matter what happens after that, I'm okay. Just give me my I will fight buck naked as long as I've got my boots on. I can fight.
All right.
Got to have my boots on, though.
All right.
That's just the rule.
I forgot to tell you what happened with the boyfriend up north.
Our daughter up north.
Yes. During the rainstorm on his day off, they called him into work. Yeah. He works up in the mountains in the sequoias.
PG&E.
No, he's not.
So Southern Cal Edison.
Yes.
Okay.
He's a lineman, and they had an emergency up in the mountains, and they called him in.
Right.
And he kept trying to call his foreman, and his foreman didn't answer, but he told our daughter, he goes, I'm going. No matter what, I'm going. And she was all upset and called me and was like, it's raining and it's snowing up there.
It's huge snow up where he had to go.
Blizzard conditions. Yeah. And they had to go find this problem. Find it. Like, they had really no idea where it was.
And what was she freaking out about? She got to stay home.
Because he was going up into the mountains and driving and all this stuff.
Into danger. Is that what it was?
Yes.
Okay. Does she not understand that this, not only is this his job, but this is his moment, man. He got in his four-wheel drive and strapped on his boots and put his hat on, and he took off for those mountains with determination. This is what he lives for.
He was so excited. Yeah. I had to calm her down and go, listen, the paycheck's going to be nice. So, be cool. He'll be fine. He's with other people.
But see, you guys, I understand.
You guys?
Yeah, you guys, you women. I understand that there can be an element of danger to some of the things that men go do.
Yeah.
Now, and I'm not talking about war, but even our daughter down in Camp Pendleton, if she's married to the Marine, when he goes off and does these military exercises, these live fire, jumping out of a helicopter, grenade going off exercises, she calls you the same way, crying, going, no, you don't understand. He's gone. The love of my life is gone. He's out there in harm's way. And this daughter calls you, oh, he's up in the blizzard and the snow and the power lines are down and there's trees falling. Do you not understand that these guys charge into that? This is what they want to do.
I know. And they've just never gone through it before. And I just got to walk them through it and go, it's okay. Like, they'll be back.
And then we got one daughter. He didn't show up at the park. Out of the three.
Yeah, out of the three daughters, two of them have these guys that are charging into serious situations, and we've got one daughter that's like, "Hey, let's go to the park."
He won't meet me at the park. He got drunk and fell asleep.
Oh, man. Yeah, and he's not getting a paycheck for that one.
No, you don't get a paycheck for falling asleep.
My gosh.
There's just differences in our kids. That's for damn sure.
They're just in different phases of life. That's what it is.
So, talking about everyone's, the kid missed his show.
I know he did.
He missed his Kids Corner show. He was so sad. You know that his idea, I don't know if you've gone over his battle plan, but he sat with me and he showed me he outlined what he want to do on his show every Monday at 5. Yeah.
They're saying, staff is saying that your mic isn't sounding very good.
In what way?
It says it sounds like your mic is turned up and that you're hearing it through my mic.
Well, that means I'm being too loud. So count on yours one more time.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I turned your mic down where it can't hear me, but now you're going to have to be loud.
Okay, that's fine. I can be loud.
All right.
All right, staff, let me know how that goes.
I don't hear
sorry
you.
about that.
I don't hear you through mine, and I don't hear me through yours. So maybe that's better. Okay.
All right, that's why I'm looking at my phone. They let us know
that's
what's
fine.
going on.
I don't mind balancing it out.
Okay.
So the kid, I don't know if he told you about what he wants to do for his show, Kids Corner. But he outlined he is going to spend every week for an hour. He's going to go on 5 o'clock live stream, and he's going to make fun of Generation X.
Yeah, he said he was going to talk.
The movies, because there's some stuff, I got to admit, there's some stuff to be made fun of there.
Oh, yeah. But it's also coming back, which is hilarious, because I point that out to him all the time.
Well, then if he does that, you're going to have to say, well, your friends are wearing it now.
Exactly.
Your friends are doing it now.
They're just renaming them.
Yeah. Well, so the idea here is that if he does that, I think that's going to be the most popular show, because if he does it every week where he's engaging Generation X from a kid's point of view,
right?
I think that would be a hilarious way to go. But then he missed his show.
I know. His schedule is quite full. Now he needs to learn time management. That's what I told him. How to juggle everything.
I haven't helped him with that. He has literally been running out of time, no time with his girlfriend hardly, no time to do Gen X talks, barely getting his homework done, and he's poured himself into this new job, and he has no time for anything. He is now learning what it means to bite off more than you can chew. He's in trouble. Yeah. So his boss is beginning to get a little upset. Gen X Talks is a little upset. His school's a little upset because everyone knows that he has to pull back and prioritize. So we're seeing how that goes.
Can you pull your mic a little closer to you?
You want it closer?
Yeah, they said it's still a little too low.
Too low? Last time you said it was too loud.
Mine's a little loud. I don't know what you're doing over there, but whatever.
I'm not doing shit over here. I'm doing everything just right. It's pointing right in my...
You're ruining the podcast, man.
How am I ruining the podcast?
I don't know.
All right. So the kid's selling Cutco knives.
That's his job.
And for me, that's like going door to door and selling encyclopedias.
They don't do that anymore.
Or selling vacuum cleaners door to door.
Yes, he's a salesman.
But I will tell you, he pours his heart into it.
He's loving it.
He is trying. So, he does all these appointments. They take an hour.
Yes.
And sometimes he goes and drives to the people's houses and does it in person. And he comes back. He's not upset if they don't buy anything. He goes, well, they didn't buy anything, but I told them just to think of me if they ever wanted to. He never comes home and goes, I spent 2 hours on the road and nobody bought. He never says that.
So last night I had my appointment. He scheduled an appointment with me last night, and I got to hear his whole spiel.
And what'd you think?
He even called me on the phone to make the appointment. It was hilarious. He's like, Mrs., can I make an appointment to talk to you about Cutco knives? I was like, what?
You're upstairs in your room. What are you talking about?
It was hilarious. So we set an appointment, and he went through his whole spiel, and I was the first one because he has done so well. They gave him demonstration knives, like real knives to demonstrate, which was really good because even though he took some classes, he went through the edible schoolyard program of cooking and everything. I had to correct him a few times about how to use his knives.
Well, now that makes sense. I didn't know what he was doing the other day. I walked in the kitchen and he's trying to cut a penny with a knife.
No, with scissors.
With scissors.
Yeah.
I go, what are you doing? He goes, these scissors are supposed to be able to cut a penny. And he's squeezing as hard as he can. I go, dude, if it's not going to work. He goes, no, I saw the guy do it. It's going to work. It's going to be fine.
I know. I told him, I said, because he took both hands off the penny and we're squeezing the scissors. And I'm like, dude, don't do that at somebody's house. I go, if you do cut it, it's going to go flying somewhere. And that is, I'm ducking right in our own kitchen.
My screen froze.
Oh, great.
Looks like we're not going to have much of a video podcast this day.
So, yeah, then he talked to me. We went through the whole knife system.
Well, can I finish the cutting of the penny?
Oh, go ahead.
He couldn't do it.
No, he couldn't do it for me either.
And I go, what is your gig? He goes, okay, to be truthful, I'm using the wrong penny.
What?
That's what I said. He goes, I got to have a penny. My instructor said, I got to have a penny older than 1983. Older, because they're softer. They're made out of real,
gotcha.
copper. They weren't tin, copper painted. They're real. And I said, okay. He goes, so where can I get it? I go, I don't know. And he goes, oh, you got all those pennies in that jar on your desk. He ran upstairs and dumped out that whole thing of pennies. And once he got one and it cut, then he wanted like 20 more so he could take them with him on demonstrations.
Yeah, well, I saw the video that he's talking about, and the guy did not cut through the middle of the penny. Just so you know, he cut the side of it.
That's what he was trying to do. He's trying to cut one in half. When he finally did, it shot across your kitchen and hit the wall. It didn't hit the window, but it did hit the wall.
I know, and that's what I told him. I go, don't go do that in somebody's house. So he pitched me the knives.
Yeah.
And we went through the whole thing. And the funny thing is that they compared it to two knives that I have in my kitchen.
Like in a bad way?
Cutco to, I have a Shun knife and I have a Wurstoff knife. And they compared Cutco to those.
Like in a bad way, or they were equal quality?
No, they're not equal. They're not. I mean, Cutco's pushing it that their knives are better.
Oh, better.
More like their lifetime guarantee that they'll always, I can send it in and get it, which is fine. But I like my knives.
Did you like his presentation?
Yeah, he did very, very well. He did very, very well. He's getting better and better.
I didn't like the part where you came into where I was sitting at my desk and go, I need $840. And I go, for what? And you're like, well, these are knives I don't have. At first, I was like, there's really a knife you don't have. Yeah,
there were some things I picked up. There was like 3 or 4 different knives that I saw in that batch. I would like to try them.
I know, but you gave me the guilt thing, like, don't you want to support your son?
Exactly.
I'm letting him live here for free. I am supporting him.
To support his new job?
The only reason I agreed to buy you those knives was because now we're even. That is
even.
Yes, I don't owe you a Valentine's Day present. Although I'm kind of directly opposed to getting you an object you can cut me with for a Valentine's Day present.
Yeah, but you didn't even ask me if I was going to be your Valentine. That's the question.
Why would I have to ask that?
Because you don't know.
We're married. What is
that supposed to mean?
Aren't we automatically Valentines forever from that point?
Who told you that?
I don't know. I just assumed. I didn't get a book.
There you go. You assumed. You know what that means.
Yeah, it makes an ASS out of you and me. I don't
assume.
I didn't. You didn't come with an instruction booklet at all. I have
My dad warned you about that.
Yeah, no kidding.
He told you.
He said even if you find the book on her, there's a few pages missing.
That's right.
So I'm making this up as I go along. That you don't think that those Cutco things would be the Cutco knives are going to be around forever. So if I give them to you as a gift, that means I'm in it forever.
Yeah. What was funny also was he went through, they have basic everyday knives and silverware, silverware with forks and spoons and everything. And he showed me this set. He goes, and it comes in a box and everything. And I said, I have one. And he goes, what? So I went in the garage and I pulled it out and I opened the box and he went, oh my gosh. He goes, why don't we use these? I said, well, I always kept them for special occasions. I said, you know what? You're right. I'm taking them out of the box and putting them in the drawer and we're going to use them. And he was like,
really?
Oh, yeah. So I did.
Wow.
I pulled them out in front of him. Then he goes, but you need a carving set. I said, I have one. And he goes, what? I said, I do. It's passed on from generations. I think this was my grandparents. Then it went through my parents.
Yeah.
And I have it. I said, and it's still sharp till this day. And it has actual wood things.
Yeah, real wood handle, not plastic.
And he's like, oh, he couldn't sell me that.
Yeah.
And then I have it was funny. But they did have a cool gardening set. And they will sharpen the stuff.
Yeah, but you got to send the stuff in to be sharpened.
That's fine. That's
I like when he called up Dr. McDreamy and he goes, I got everything. There's nothing new.
I know.
I own one of everything. That
and
was
the other
it.
thing was when he tried to pitch me that about the lifetime guarantee and having it cut, knife sharpened and everything. I'm like, I know a person.
Yeah, they come right out to the house and you have them sharpen them like every spring.
Like, what do you mean? I said, yeah, I know a master sharpener that comes to the house and does it in their van.
We don't got to mail it off and wait for it.
And he was like, Mom, this is getting really tough.
You are the toughest sale as the mother. Yeah, so he came to me afterwards. He walks into me after you do, and he throws his hands in the air.
Yes.
And slaps his hands down on his thighs. He goes, what the hell, Dad? I had a great pitch. The lady wanted to buy some stuff, and you won't even cop up the credit card. I said, I will. Just not doing it right this second, dude. You can't throw this on me. It's got to be like a talked about decision. He goes, what? She needs them. You got the money. Let's go. Let's get this thing going. So
I know. And he even called his rep, Marcus. He called his rep to get me a deal. And Marcus is supposed to throw in a peeler for me.
A peeler?
Yes.
Wow. Why doesn't he throw in a 50% discount of all that shit?
Friends and family discount.
Yeah, right.
It was
Hey,
funny.
are you ready for the car show?
What? I don't think so.
You don't even have anything to do. All you got to do is collect.
What?
Okay, you're at the car show. You know what your job is?
Sit in a chair, drink coffee, and have donuts from Two Bear.
And look pretty. Right. And to prepare for this, all you have to do is bring the free stuff you give away, the bumper stickers, the wristbands. That's it.
Yeah.
So when I say, are you ready? Are you ready for the car show? That should be the easiest yes you've ever given anybody since prom night.
No, I have to get the square ready, and I've got to put the square to purchase stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I got to get that ready, and I got to put the plastic bin together with all the stuff in it.
That's still all put together from Vegas. Yeah,
I haven't ripped that apart.
That's going to be a tough one for you.
I haven't put that apart, so that's all. I will be.
All right.
I still have a month.
Yeah.
I think it's a month from today.
Pretty close.
Okay. So we're done. Are you ready?
There you go.
Oh, shut up. What about me?
I knew
what about me?
That's not what.
What about me? That's what you just did.
No, just staring at you, just seeing you get
what
your
about
head.
Me?
I saw when you were going to ask because I heard that was your head coming out of your ass.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was.
Oh my gosh. Go ahead. So are you ready for the car show?
Funny you should ask.
Okay.
I was worried that you were going to ask me this. No, I'm not ready. We drove down all the way to Two Bears car dealership. The power had been knocked out. He was working off of generators, but we still had to walk the lot and plan out because they're going to have it's going to be so different this year. There's going to be a band. There's also going to be a DJ in between or after the band. We're trying to bring a special guest in. He's bringing in some really unique hot rods, and the amount of vendors that we're going to have, not just In-N-Out Burger with their big diesel truck, but there's other vendors coming in, a couple food vendors, and we had to line all this stuff out in our heads. I'll tell you, I came in with an idea, and by the time we got done finalizing it, we were nowhere near where I started. Not even close. I was so far off but we worked through it together. We actually physically walked the lot.
That's cool.
And we got it planned out this year because last year was so horrible. Whoever did the one last year, I hope you're not listening. In fact, if you are listening and you did the Two Bears car show last year, Route 66, you really fucked it up. And we tried to tell you and you wouldn't listen. Now, we love you. Bring your cars back, but let us set it up. You have no idea what's going on.
We'll see. Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted. Now, the good part is I'm going to say this and half the audience is going to go, who the fuck are you talking about? We had Dante, the comic, in studio yesterday for an interview. He was on NBC's The Last Comic Standing. Uh-huh. He has the most BET comic awards of anybody. He had his own sitcom for half a season, didn't last very long, but he still was there. He tours all over the country. He's been all over the world. But this comic was in studio, and he is also the manager of some other talent. Some old people from back in the day, some young up-and-coming people. And I can't believe how many people don't know the show What's Happening from the 70s.
Because it's quite old now.
But remember there was a few all-black shows. What's Happening was one.
Jeffersons,
Good Times. Yeah, they were all super popular. And one of the actors on there, the most famous actor was Fred Berry, the guy who played Rerun. He had the suspenders, the big guy, and he danced. He passed away.
Yes, he did.
And Dante was their managers. And so one of the guys, kind of probably the lesser known of the three, but still well known, is Haywood Nelson. He was the kid with the big 12-inch afro on the show. And I wanted to get him to come by, but how would people recognize him unless we put up a picture of what he looked like back then? Like if we put up a banner of the cast of What's Happening, a lot of dudes who who have these old cars are our age.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these guys coming to see these old cars are our age.
Right.
So I'm hitting the right demographic for this. But I think we're going to have to put a banner up for this guy. So I talked to Dante when he was here. He's dialed in. He goes, I'd recommend him going to any of your stuff. He had a great time with the interview. He thought it was super fun. It was a blast. He wants to come back. We want to have him back. And I would love to get some of his talent, real stars, real celebrities, to go to some of the things we do. So I'm working on, anybody wants to Google Haywood Nelson, you know who I'm talking about. But not only is this event going to be huge, but I think Haywood's going to drop by for 2 or 3 hours. And even if there's not, going on with him, if people don't recognize him, I want to interview him.
Oh, that's cool.
I want to ask him what it was like being in sitcoms in Los Angeles and Hollywood in the 70s and 80s.
Well, you have to get the mics correct too.
I do.
You get it. So you get.
I want to get this
right.
pod track where we just hand them to each other. We just have 2 mics each, and we're just holding them.
Oh, that's cool.
I think that would be the easiest way to do it. And as long as the kids got a headphone on, listening to our output, he can just adjust it right there on the fly.
So I will be working.
You will be. You're going to do all the work, all of it. You got to do all. Because I'm going to be busy. I'm going to be talking to a real celebrity.
Wow.
Yeah.
The kid loves to sell stuff there.
He does. You know what the difference between when we go to these shows and we put up our little pop-up tent, our 10 by 10 canopy?
Yeah.
You know the difference between him and you? He loves to sell things. You love to give shit away. There's
true.
a problem here.
I do.
The kid looks at me and goes, I'm going to have to start charging double just to counter all the stuff she's giving away.
Exactly.
So the car show is going to be big. I'm not totally ready for it, but I think we'll have everything set. I think Haywood's going to stop by, which would be great. And on the website, genxtalks.com, if you look for the car show tab, it even has the hotel we're staying at, because a lot of people have been asking, hey, what hotel can I stay at the night before so I don't have to drive 3 hours to get there? Right. So I posted it. I put a link up and said, well, this is where we're going to be. Haywood's going to be there. We're going to be there. Some of the staff coming in is going to be there. And so if anybody wants to go hang out, let's go to the bar the night before.
They're supposed to have a lounge there. And I think we're staying Saturday night too. So after the car show, we can just kind of hang out and chit chat and stuff. So
I'm into
that'd
that.
be
So
cool.
if anybody wants to go look it up, genxtalks.com. Click the link that says car show.
Or if you have a classic car, they're accepting 50 more applicants for that car show.
And
that's what we found out last night.
And guess what?
What?
On the website about the car show, there's a link for entering your car.
Oh, nice.
Takes you right to it.
That'd be cool.
You know the one thing we're not going to get to go to?
I have no idea.
There's a thing called Bloomfest.
Oh, yeah, I know about
Bloomfest, and that's flowers and decorative and toll painting and really creative people in Valencia.
I'd like to go to that.
It's a very liberal town.
Yes.
They're not going to let us go.
I don't know, because their application was pretty interesting. You had to say what you were selling and stuff, and I was like, well, t-shirts, but when they see us, we're like,
why didn't you say good conservative values? They're gonna go look us up. They're gonna take 30 seconds of listening to me, and they're gonna deny the application.
Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna.
No, we're scheduled to be in Valencia in April, the middle of April, but they're not. I don't think they're going to approve us.
I don't know. I'm waiting to see. They said they'd email. You don't pay, you have to get accepted. First,
and then you pay. I know it's like getting into a private school for your 3-year-old or something. You have to you have to have a resume to get in there.
Yeah.
All right.
So okay,
what
I have put up with you drawing on the shower. Remember that whole situation?
It's my creativity. It's where I think.
Yeah, no kidding. And add numbers. That's your calculator.
I know how to do math. Yeah.
Oh my God. But why are there now we've changed into colors, like highlighters and stuff.
This is kind of not my fault.
What?
Well, you always, I'm not saying this is all your fault, a little bit, not all. But you complained that when I draw with soap on the shower, you get upset because it doesn't come off super easy and it smears, and it's like, you shouldn't use that. So one of our followers, our listeners to the podcast said, they make like a drawing stick that you can use in the shower. It's designed for that.
Oh my gosh.
Then someone actually sent me colors, like crayon type for the shower. Now I've tried.
It's probably for a 3-year-old.
Well, it didn't say that on the box.
I'm sure
it didn't say that it was just for. So I'm using them now. I'm trying to clean them off so you don't have a little bitch fit about it. But yes, there's some different colors on there because These aren't like crayons and ink pens. These are designed for bathtubs and showers.
Yeah, for kids to play while they're in the bathtub.
Okay, I think we've made it clear. I'm not playing in the shower. I'm solving the mysteries of the universe.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, all the cool stuff that I've come up with in the shower that should be patented by now that can make us bazillions of dollars. You should be thankful you have a creative husband.
I don't see bazillions of dollars in my bank account.
No, well, I'm having a little trouble with the application of some of these things, but the design is there. We talked about how to make a perfect silencer with a gun. We talked about the pyramid poop thing that gets you sit on it and poop in the pyramid. We talked about the Pepsi or soft drink by the swallow. Just when you only want a gulp of soda, you don't want a can. They're like wrapped in a grape skin, so you can eat the grape skin filled with soda. I mean, come on, man. I come up with some great stuff in there.
You need your son sitting here, not me.
Why? He argues with me on how none of these things will work.
Oh, good. He's on my side. I thought he'd be going with you on this. So, okay, that's fine.
I'm telling you that now that I have multiple colors, I can really keep track of what I'm doing now. It's working.
Oh my gosh.
It's not working bad at all.
So,
what are you upset about? That's a good thing. I'm telling you good stuff there. This is, and what am I going to say? Am I going to tell the fan or the listener who sent us those markers, those Crayolas for the shower? What am I going to say? Sorry, this is for children. No, I would not ever. I'm going to say thank you.
I'm sure it said it on the box that you were children.
It did not say it on the box. You're so full of shit.
So I heard from the kid that you gave the kid a month of borrowing the car.
Well, okay. Let's be fair. How long has his car been sitting in the driveway?
I lost count.
Yeah,
I don't even.
6 months, 8, 9 months. And, excuse me. Then he bought.
Oh, are you yawning?
No, I burped. I said, excuse me. I burped. I didn't yawn.
Okay.
What are you picking on my bodily functions now?
Yeah.
Well, guess what else I'm going to start?
You do it with me. That's one.
Only. Oh, the kid bought my Daytona truck and he just needed to fix up the brakes. It's been sitting there for a year. He doesn't do it. I offered to help him. His car's been sitting there with the hood open for 6 or 9 months. I've offered to help him with that. I am a mechanic. I've got a lot of tools. He just won't do it. And the reason he's lazy about it is because he doesn't have much free time. And the last thing he wants to do is work on a car. So I told him, I said, you're borrowing my secondary car. And I said, and I'm done. You can't keep using it. He goes, why not? I go, listen, this is not a family secondary car for whoever needs it. This is my secondary car. If my primary vehicle breaks down, this needs to be in good working order. It's already got 300,000 miles on it. It's on its last leg, although it does, everything functions and it works, but you're ruining it. So by the end of the month, I'm taking it back. And I don't care if you have to Uber to work, Uber to school.
Ooh, that could get
I don't
expensive.
care. I said, I'm taking it back and I'm done. See what he runs to you. And then it's like, Mom, Dad's taking the car back. I hope you backed me up on that or at least remain neutral.
Well, yeah, I'm backing you up because I'm getting tired of those two cars being in the driveway and I can't park in the driveway.
That's true. Yeah.
They need to go.
They do need to go. And I told him.
So I'm fine with that.
Well, he asked me, he goes, okay, Dad, if it was it's been raining so bad. He goes, if it was a warm, sunny day, how long would it take you to get both of those vehicles up, running, and out of the driveway? I go, 2 hours.
Oh my gosh.
And he goes, 2 hours? I go, I have been bugging you for months. I will help you. And the only time you've ever asked, which in 9 months he's asked 2 times for help, it was both times when I was about ready to go do something. He didn't plan it out. He just goes, can you help me now? And I was like, no, I'm leaving to go do something.
Okay. So has he mentioned anything like lately?
He did. Well, that's what you said when he asked the ultimatum. He came to me and said, okay, Sunday. So today's Thursday. We're recording this on a Thursday. Sunday, I told him that if it's not raining, of course, which I'm hoping it's not, I said, we'll get up in the morning and we'll go after your little Toyota Camry first. And, assuming that if we have to order a part, that's different, but we should have it done. And I said, I could put the truck back together. He said he lost some of the bolts to the brakes.
Oh, shit.
And those are specialty items. They're shouldered bolts. I can't just replace them with anything. They have to be the correct bolt for that. So now
guess you're ordering parts.
Well, I'm going to take him to pick apart. He's never been to the junkyard before.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
That's always fun.
So he's going to go there. But that's the
good.
reason. If he doesn't do this come April 1st or March 1st, he doesn't have a car. He will be spending all of his money Ubering where he's going. And I don't care.
Oh my gosh.
I don't care at all.
So this coming weekend, Super Bowl, are you going to watch it? 49ers and Chiefs.
I know. I just don't want Taylor Swift to win. That's all I care about right now.
I'm just kind of over it. I really am not excited about watching the Super Bowl. I really, at this point, don't care.
And you're a big football girl.
I am. I hate that the NFL has pushed this Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce thing. I am just... it's pushed me away from NFL. It's really sad.
Well, why is it that they think it's the right thing to do to cut to the box she's sitting in, the press box, the owner's box, every play that he's involved in or every touchdown?
Because viewership has gone up because of the people that watch her.
Yeah, because now people are coming to watch her during these segments, and I don't care. The NFL doesn't care. The NFL fans don't care. Well, I don't understand.
I don't know. It's a promotion thing. NFL's riding this wave.
Well, they overdid it. They overplayed their hand, because if they'd have just done it lightly, it might have been a good mix. But when you do it all the time, now I don't know one Taylor Swift song, not one. And all I want is for the Chiefs to lose because she's associated with it. That's it.
It's really sad. So I don't know if I'm going to be watching it. I really don't. I just have no desire to.
If I had to sit down and pull for a team, I'd pull for the Niners to just kick the shit out of them.
I pull for the 49ers because they're West Coast. That would be my next thing.
That'd be another thing on there too. Yeah.
So, anyways, I had to ask you because we haven't talked about it, because we used to host Super Bowl parties all the time.
Like all the time, yeah.
And I just didn't. I have no desire.
Isn't that funny? You and I went from hosting these big, massive football parties where we had 30 friends over, and then now we're not even sure if we want to watch the Super Bowl.
It's really sad. It's really, really sad. But anyways.
Only in our youth. So, So real quick, and then I'll do a mechanic story, because I know you're waiting for one.
Okay.
We haven't done one in a while. So do you remember the guys that I had set out here to do that construction stuff in the backyard when spring comes, and you accidentally walked outside about the towel because you thought I was locked out?
Yes.
So I talked to them, saying, okay, you coming out? We'll set a time, set a date. Every single time at the end of the conversation, one of their guys goes, is your wife going to be there?
Oh, God. That's all on you. That's not funny.
It is sort of funny.
I'm going to pull it on you
it's
and have you
funny.
walk out in a towel.
The bunch of construction workers aren't going to give a shit if I'm in a towel. They're not even going to stop what they're doing.
I'll make you do it at the barbecue, the Gen X Talks barbecue.
In front of my harem?
Yes.
I just think it's funny how they always ask. They're like, we're coming out on a Saturday. Yeah, your wife's going to be there, right?
You guys go right to the gutter every single time.
I think it's not the gutter. I don't believe your naked body is the gutter. I believe it's beauty in its most natural form.
Wow.
And we as men embrace beauty in its natural form.
Oh my goodness. That's just dripping.
You going to throw up a little bit over that one?
I burped a little.
Did you?
Yeah. I burped a little.
So, before I tell you the story, I had to tell staff that you hit me over the head with a frying pan this morning because...
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because I don't use the calendar. I don't even know how the calendar works for Gen X Talks. And there is a big, big, big thing coming up at 11 o'clock today, like in 20 minutes. And I kept saying, today's the day for that, right?
And I had no idea what you're talking about.
And I go, no, the Zoom call with the TV guy from Atlanta, right?
I'm like, nope, I have no clue. Don't know what you're talking about.
And I'm like, you're in charge of everything. You know every detail of every phone call, every interview I'm supposed to be in.
I'm in charge of the calendar.
Right. How could you not know this? And I was pretty sure it was today. Now I'm in panic mode. And I find the email. I'm like, look, right here. I've got a Zoom call with this writer from Netflix at 11. And you lost your fucking... Because I didn't tell you.
No.
I didn't write it down. I thought you were part of the emails. I thought you were being CC'd in the emails.
And I wasn't.
So not only were you not part of the emails, which you should have been, I didn't tell you, which I should have. I could have made a note in this calendar that I don't know how it works, and I didn't. And because it's something this important, and now it's pushing our entire day.
Yep.
Today's schedule, you were mad.
I was livid. On top of the fact that you and the kid took a shower this morning and used all the hot water.
Not together. You made it sound like we took a shower.
Okay, separately. One after the other. And when I went to go take my shower, it was cold water. I was not happy this morning.
Yeah, you've been in a bad mood. It's my fault. I agree. I took a little long in the shower. I didn't tell you about the stuff. You have a perfect right to be upset with me.
Why were you taking a long time in the shower?
Coloring on the walls. I think we've covered this extensively.
All right.
Was working on a new design.
Then the kid gets in there, and then I go in, and I'm like, "What? There's no hot water. This is not cool."
You were also running the washing machine this morning too, so don't act like it was all us.
Oh my god!
You did. I caught you at that. That
doesn't mean I used hot water.
Well, no, but you probably did. I mean, I didn't check the settings or anything.
Oh, so you're just throwing that out there just to get me in trouble, too.
I'm just saying that, you act like it was 100% us.
Yeah, this morning has not been good.
No, it's not been good.
It's not. And then last night you prepped me like, you better get some sleep. You better stay up on your pain meds.
I didn't.
You better take a nap tomorrow.
I didn't say it quite.
Because I need you tomorrow night.
I didn't say it quite like that. I was like, hey, if you could... maybe take a nap tomorrow.
Not what you said.
If you wouldn't mind, could you work in the pain pills and a nap so you're ready to go for the show tonight?
Uh-huh.
And you were all on board. You gave me the thumbs up and everything.
Yeah, and how did my morning start? Not good. Not good at all.
At least you know it was on your side last night.
Oh, yeah, last night. And then as we said, I didn't go to sleep till 1, and then I get up and have a cup of coffee.
Listen, if you're stuck on fictional characters in a TV show, and that's why you can't sleep, I'm going to say that's not on me. I'm going to say it's not my fault.
Oh, my gosh, whatever. It's going to be one of those days.
Well, you've been downing tea or coffee, whatever it's been. That's the biggest cup I've seen you hold in a long time.
It's tea.
All right.
It's for stress.
Is that your being married to me cup? Because that's...
Oh, there is not a cup big enough for that, and not enough tea for that. I would need an IV.
Well, I'm going to give you the car story. It's a true story, just happened. And then we'll say goodbye, Gracie, and be done because we got that call.
Yes.
This car story, I have heard of similar type of stories. This one's actually from Two Bear because I told you he's doing a car show at a car dealership. And one of their newer cars, this happened to, I guess, within the last week. So let me kind of explain this to you, and I'll explain it to the audience. Just got to set the stage a little bit. Okay. All right? So you know that you can't start a car if it's not in park. In other words, if you leave a car in drive, you can't turn the key and start it.
Agreed.
And the reason is because if you did, the car would take off. As soon as the car started, it's already in gear, it's already in drive, and it would take off. So years and years and years ago, 60 years ago, car manufacturers learned, hey, let's just put a park switch. The car physically has to be put into the park position. The park switch is now closed. Now the engine will start. If you move the lever out of park, the switch is open and nothing happens. That's a park safety switch. It's called a park neutral switch because you can start at neutral, but I don't want to complicate things.
Okay.
So that's the same with a stick transmission. You can put a standard transmission, a stick transmission in neutral, but you can't start it unless your foot is on the clutch.
Right.
There's a switch. You push the clutch all the way down, the car will start. Okay. You put the car in park, the car will start because you don't want to start the car in drive. So...
for the idiots that do that? No.
Yeah, it's idiot proof.
Yes.
They actually started doing that because of kids. They want to make sure kids can't do something in the car. Because back in the day, we used to leave our kids in the car when we went in the store.
Yeah, we did.
So so Two Bears talking about a newer car, a very expensive, nice, newer car. And one of the mechanics was out on a test drive, and he thought the car stalled, and it wouldn't restart. So as a mechanic, you're not trying to call a tow truck. You're trying to get this thing, rigged where you can come back. If you can jump or something or do something, but the car wouldn't crank over and it wouldn't go. And he's like, well, that's kind of weird. So he goes out and on Ford products, Ford, Lincoln, and Mercury products, it's easy to jumper to get the starter to go. So he did. But when he was out under the hood on the street, a mile from his shop,
yeah,
he opens up the hood, he takes it, and he's going to jumper this one terminal to get the engine to crank over. Then he's going to shut the hood, get in the car, and drive it back. He left the car in drive with the key on because that's where it stalled, and he was trying to crank it over. So the key is on, it's in drive, and what does he jumper? The safety switch.
Oh, shit.
The safety switch that will not allow the car to crank over. Your starter won't go rinning. No. Because you're not in park anymore. You're in drive. He jumpered it. He bypassed it, which is what you do to get the starter to go. Mm-hmm. And as soon as he did it, the engine started. It was already in gear, and the vehicle took off.
Oh, God.
And those will idle, especially if it's cold and it's on a fast idle, 35 miles an hour. So this dude's running down the street after this car with the hood open.
Oh,
and
man.
it's took off, and
he's in a neighborhood.
And it glances off of parked cars.
Oh.
And stays on the road, and at the very end, I think it hits another parked car, or it's a tree and a car, and smashes. I mean, it smashed it.
Yeah.
Now this guy's got to call a tow truck. He's got to go door to door to every car that it smashed into and go knock on the door. Sorry, I ran into your car with my car. It got away from me. He's got to go back to the dealership and go, I fucked up.
Oh my gosh.
And it's a rare thing that it would even happen that way. It's so rare. I don't think, was it a mistake? Yeah. But should it have happened that way? No. But could it happen? Yeah. It's just a rare combination of events. And you make a mistake as a mechanic like that. What are the chances?
Oh.
And it just took off. So there's your car story. When you see a car running, screaming through your neighborhood at 30 miles an hour with the hood open, and a mechanic chasing it with his hands in the air, screaming, "Get out of the way! Everybody, get out of the way!"
Then you have to call the customer and tell them that their car is all smashed.
Your car was in for a tune-up, but it's going to be another month because we have to repair the front end damage.
Oh my gosh!
The good thing was, I heard that because the hood was up, it didn't smash the hood. It didn't buckle the hood because the hood was already up.
Oh well, there's a plus, I guess.
We've to shorten that to stuff that I've been involved in or seen. There's a lot of times when you're doing repairs on a vehicle in the shop and you hit the key to crank it over, and you have this was back stick transmissions only. If we were doing work, sometimes the switch would be bypassed for things we're doing. So we don't have to crawl in and out of the car every time. We can just lean in the window. But if one time you forget and have it in gear, it'll start. Wow. You hit that key. I've done it. I've done that. I've had a car. I've leaned in the window to crank it over, and I forgot that it was in gear, and it started and jumped and ran into my toolbox. Just smashed into it, jumped and ran into the workbench in front of me.
Yeah, I've done that when I had my VW Bug. My dad always had me stop it and put it in first gear, park it,
right,
and then put it in first to hold it or something. I can't remember why or whatever, but I have gone in there and turned it, and it jumped. It jumped forward or something. Yeah, I've had that happen. I went, man.
There's been, being in dealerships all those years, there's a lot of times you see a car whipping through a shop with nobody in it because a mechanic did something, and the thing just backs itself out of the slot.
Oh my God.
It goes right across the shop to the other guy's area.
And you're all watching?
Yeah, there's nothing you can do but just watch it go by. You're like, wow, that's something you don't see every day.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah. All right. So I have 9 minutes to prepare for my Zoom call.
For Gen X Talks, to represent Gen X Talks.
Yeah, I really can't fuck this up.
In the future, future project.
I've tried to explain to you that this was a long series of emails from the guy who came out to meet us in Vegas and talk about TV shows, to the nice lady who's the production manager of these things, and she's been emailing. Now she's put me together with the writer, and he's written several shows. It's still writing and producing for Netflix. I mean, he's a player in Hollywood, and now this meeting's here. You're finding out about it for the first time.
Yes.
I've been stressing about it for weeks now, and I just got to not fuck it up.
Yep. So good luck with that.
Come on, you give me a little more confidence than that. How about, honey, don't worry, you won't let us down. Let's have one of those. The kid doesn't even know it's happening either. He has no idea. He's so far out of the loop. Well, he's completely out of the loop. He sees stuff. He sees emails go by, and he comes running. I goes, what's going on?
All right. Well, good luck with that.
Say goodbye, Gracie. I got to leave you on because I have no camera, so just say goodbye.
Yeah, and you got to shut us off the radio. Everybody in Radio Land that's listening to us.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. I'm going to forget. I got to shut everything down.
Yes, you do. Goodbye, everyone. Love you. I hope you guys have a wonderful week.
Us. And for me also, thank you guys for tolerating. Sorry that we messed up the audio in the beginning. I really thought the numbers looked right where they're supposed to. We got about an hour in on the radio station. We got a little bit less than that on the recording issue. So thank you guys for tuning in. Not sure where you're listening in from around the planet. AM, FM, Sirius XM, the Armed Service Radio Network, or perhaps you're listening on kgxtradio.com. Yeah, we can throw that one in there now.
That's a mouthful.
That's a mouthful. Thank you guys. If you had an hour to waste, I'm very happy you chose to waste it with us. We'll catch you guys on the flip side. All right.